The world of WWE is full of moments where a single decision behind the scenes can completely change the course of a superstar's career, and one of the most fascinating examples of that involves Rhea Ripley. Today, she stands as one of the most dominant and recognizable stars in the entire industry, but there was a time when her path looked very different. And interestingly enough, that shift was heavily influenced by none other than Ronda Rousey. To truly understand how everything unfolded, you have to go back to late 2022 and early 2023, a period when WWE's women's division was going through a major transition. At that time, Ronda Rousey was holding the SmackDown Women's Championship and was positioned as one of the top attractions in the company. With her background in MMA and her crossover appeal, she brought a unique presence that few could match. The expectation was that she would continue to be a central figure heading into WrestleMania 39. At the same time, Rhea Ripley was building momentum of her own. She entered the 2023 Women's Royal Rumble with a clear goal to win and secure her place on the grandest stage of them all. When she finally achieved that victory, it felt like the beginning of something special. Winning the Royal Rumble is one of the biggest accomplishments in WWE, and it guarantees a championship opportunity at WrestleMania. For Ripley, it was a defining moment, a signal that she was ready to step into the spotlight as a top-tier star. But what many fans didn't know at the time was that the original plan for WrestleMania looked very different. According to backstage reports, the initial idea was for Rhea Ripley to challenge Ronda Rousey for the SmackDown Women's Championship. On paper, it made perfect sense. You had a rising powerhouse in Ripley going up against an established name like Rousey. It would have been a clash of styles, a battle between strength and experience, and a match that could have drawn significant attention. Meanwhile, Charlotte Flair was reportedly set to move in a different direction. The plan was for her to challenge Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship. That match, too, had all the ingredients of a blockbuster encounter, featuring two of the most athletic and accomplished performers in the division. Everything seemed to be falling into place. But then plans changed. Ronda Rousey decided that she wanted to shift her focus toward the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship scene, teaming up with Shayna Baszler. This decision had a ripple effect across the entire women's division. In order to make that transition possible, Rousey dropped the SmackDown Women's Championship to Charlotte Flair on the December 30 episode of SmackDown. It was a surprising moment, one that immediately altered the direction of multiple storylines. With Charlotte now holding the title, WWE had to adjust its WrestleMania plans. Instead of facing Ronda Rousey, Rhea Ripley would now go up against Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's Championship. What might have seemed like a simple change at the time ended up becoming one of the most important decisions in Ripley's career. Because what happened next changed everything. When Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair stepped into the ring at WrestleMania 39, they didn't just have a match, they delivered a performance that exceeded every expectation. From the opening bell to the final moment, it was a showcase of athleticism, intensity, and storytelling at the highest level. Both women pushed each other to the limit, creating a match that many fans and critics consider one of the greatest women's matches in WrestleMania history. And when it was all over, Rhea Ripley stood victorious. That win didn't just make her the SmackDown Women's Champion, it elevated her to an entirely new level. It established her as a main event caliber superstar, someone who could carry the division and deliver on the biggest stage. In that moment, Ripley didn't just win a title, she became a megastar. Looking back, it's impossible not to wonder what would have happened if the original plan had gone through. Would a match against Ronda Rousey have had the same impact? Would it have allowed Ripley to showcase her abilities in the same way? There's no way to know for sure, but what is clear is that the change in plans worked out perfectly for her. Sometimes, the unexpected turns in WWE lead to the most memorable moments, and this was a perfect example of that. While Rhea Ripley was rising to new heights, Ronda Rousey was beginning to explore new directions in her career. In 2026, she made headlines once again, this time by appearing at AEW Revolution 2026. The debut was unexpected and immediately grabbed attention, especially when she confronted Toni Storm. It was a bold move, one that signaled her willingness to step outside of WWE and make an impact elsewhere. But what made the moment even more interesting was what Rousey later revealed about her intentions. In a YouTube vlog, she openly admitted that her appearance was, in part, a way to take a shot at WWE and its parent company, TKO Group Holdings. She described it as a bit of a rebellious move, something done without seeking permission. It added an edge to her return, showing that she wasn't afraid to stir the pot and create controversy. At the same time, Rousey is preparing for yet another chapter in her career. She is set to make her MMA return in a high-profile fight against Gina Carano, with the event scheduled to stream on Netflix. It's a significant moment, not just because of her return to MMA, but because of the platform it will be on. Netflix's involvement adds a new dimension, bringing the fight to a global audience in a way that reflects the evolving landscape of sports and entertainment. Meanwhile, Rhea Ripley continues to build on the momentum that was set in motion back in 2023. Her journey is a testament to how quickly things can change in WWE. One decision, one shift in creative direction can open doors that lead to greatness. What started as an unexpected change turned into a defining moment, one that shaped her career and helped her become one of the most dominant forces in the company today. As fans look ahead, it's moments like these that highlight the unpredictable nature of WWE. Behind every match, every storyline, and every championship win, there are decisions being made that can alter the course of history. Sometimes those decisions are planned, and sometimes they come out of necessity. But when everything comes together just right, the result is something unforgettable. For Rhea Ripley, that moment came at WrestleMania 39. And it all started with a change that no one saw coming.